told you to have it edited and posted by tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
No food for the rest of the week.
Okay.
What the? How did I get here? I was sitting here. I guess I was doing a tutorial and then I took my beanie off and... You know, forget about it. Let's just do the tutorial. Hey, yo, what's good, y'all? It's Stinger, and today I'm going to be showing each and every one of you how to make some crazy ethnic melodies made with instruments from all around the world. And the melody that we'll be going over sounds a little something like this. Now, first things first is you're gonna need a plugin with a bunch of ethnic sounds. And I know ethnic is kind of a broad term, but I'm just gonna refer to these sounds as ethnic for the sake of the tutorial. And I heavily suggest any sounds from this one company being East-West. All of the sounds in this melody are made using East-West banks. And the banks that I use for this beat are the East-West Raw bank, the East-West Solo Violin, and the East-West Voices of the Empire. All of these banks, especially Raw, have some incredible sounds. And as you can see here in the Raw bank, it has sounds from all over the world. Now, the first sound that I have for this melody is the Santoor. I hope I'm saying that right. And this sound is from the Raw bank from the Mid-East section. And it's just playing a stupid simple melody. Obviously, there's not much that I need to go over here. Now, the next sound that I threw down is a flute, and yet again, it is from the Raw bank hailing from the Americas. And this is the pattern that it's playing. And for that flute, to make it a little bit more human-like, I added in some automation on the volume. So after a really long note, I'll stoop the volume down to kind of simulate catching your breath. All right, next thing that I threw down was this Kora, yet again from Raw, and this time the sound is from Africa. And all I have this doing is playing a pretty basic counter melody, just toying around with the tension notes. So here's what that sounds like. And in tandem with that counter melody, I have this super recognizable Koto sound hailing from the Far East. And this is what it sounds like. Now, any sounds with that kind of heavy detuned sliding sound are really gonna make listeners, especially American listeners, think of like the Middle East, because that's how our ignorant American brains portray them, because that's how it's shown in movies. So if you wanna appeal to the Americans, I suggest throwing in something like this. Next thing I threw down are these super sultry vocals from the Voices of the Empire pack. And this is just playing the exact same pattern as the flute. And now I felt like this mix was a little bit thin, so I threw on this sound from the Solo Violin bank. And I just have it playing those same chords from the beginning while also adding on a top line melody. And you may notice that this top line melody is going in tandem with the flute and the vocal, and I did that on purpose. I didn't want too many sounds clashing at once, especially since a loop like this is most commonly going to be used in some kind of standard trap beat. So I didn't want the listener to have a hard time listening to like 4 different counter melodies at once. So I kept it stupid simple by reintroducing this counter melody. And the final portion of the beat that we have laid down is this sub bass from Serum. If you want to get that sliding sound like I did, assuming you're using Serum, you're going to go to the voicing tab and turn on mono and legato. What mono does is it makes it so only one note can play at a time, and what legato does is it makes it so that there's a transition between two notes if they're overlapping. So with everything all together, this is what the melody sounds like. If you want to know how I mix my melodies, as well as master my beats, arrange my beats, and mix my beats, you can check out the playlist in the top right where I go in detail on all of those. So other than that, that's going to pretty much cover how to make an ethnic beat using sounds from all over the world. Hopefully you enjoyed the tutorial and learned something new. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the comments down below. Also consider subscribing as I post 2 tutorials every week, one long one and one short one. I changed up my schedule recently because I just got a new course in college and it's taking up a lot of time, so. But once winter break and all that kind of stuff rolls around, I'll start uploading more. But yeah, other than that, that's going to be it. Peace.